and today I am working on DiVinica pages. So DiVinica is a series about goddesses from all different pantheons of mythology. Their tales are woven together through our lead character, DiVinica. It is written by JP Roth, art by me, and we're gonna get going on the art. Rob, Devin, you both were so missed. I hope you had a fantastic week. I've missed you guys, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with you again. So, I am working on a double page spread right now. So, the plan for this one, hold please, I will get a comic book so you can see what I'm going to do. So this is DiVinica issue 5, and what I'm going to be doing is drawing the first page. So it's right when you open the book. What did I do? Peter Sambucci, hello. Welcome to the stream, Clever Raven, Jeff Martin. Hello, Jeff. Always good to start with the first page, right? I have gone dark again. I will. It is, yes, Jason, hello. Okay, everyone, I will explain what has transpired with my hair. Kylie, hi. So, I have been attempting to have white hair for the last year and a bit. And Steve, hi. And over the course of those years, for starters, I have damaged the living daylights out of my hair, and what I thought would be easy turned out to be very difficult. It was extremely time-consuming, and blondes do not have more fun. This blonde didn't care for it. I am not naturally blonde. My hair is naturally a level 2 or a level 3, which is for all intents and purposes black. Yes, I do have a lot of white grow out, but in my opinion, not enough to sustain what I was trying to do. So, Juan, hello! So, my hair is still short and shitty, and it's still quite damaged, but I applied some brown to my hair. Now, this is much lighter than my natural hair color. But since I am on my way back to my extremely dark brown hair, I'm trying out some fashion browns for funsies because this time I can. So I have a kind of light auburny brown for fun, and I will slowly move back up to my natural color. Thank you, Joyanne. It's so good to see you all here. So, yes, my hair is short and shitty currently. You have to be close. You have to be close to see how very damaged my hair is. But I will carry on. Plus, if you go silver to black brown, it'll end up green, and we don't want that precious. I totally did that, Kylie. Yesterday, my hair was green. I bought a brown, put it in my hair. This is once I had already decided I was going back to my natural color, and my hair went green. I learned the hard way. I was like, fuck! So, yes, I'll send you a picture, Kylie. My hair was green. It was very fun. This is a big piece, yes. So I will just turn on... Jeff, I was communicating with Carmen about this and my hair woes. Anaï, hello, love. Welcome to the stream. The old Dawn is back. Yes. Morgana arrived. Fucking finally, huh? Shit. That took forever. I'm so glad you're happy with her. This is a 2-page splash. Yes. I know, Juan. I'm so sorry. I thought about that when I was going back to my dark hair, and I'm like, oh, poor Juan. I saw, though, you could get yourself a little bit of a t-shirt business because it seems like a lot of people want your shirt. Stuck in customs since the 9th of February. Damn. Customs in Australia doesn't trust me, it seems. Jerry Lynn, hello everybody. Jerry Lynn is Firechild Glass Studios. She also manages all of our DiVinica stuff at the warehouse. So big applause for Jerry Lynn. Thank you. Tony, hello. Thank you for the shout out. Truth be told, Tony, pretty much I can't say that I am like amazing because I think that most artists work that late at night. I just happened to do it in the lobby, but I got an extra pat on the back, so yay, thank you. Aw, Peter, hearts, love. I'm creating jobs for you, Juan. You can start yourself a t-shirt business. I love the one that Katie was wearing with the Juan go to the corner. I did, Marshall Dillon. I held on as long as I could to have as close to Lady Death White as I could for Swornfest, and then I was just like, fuck my life. This is not working for me. Marshall, I got your email. I will absolutely be sending you all of those pieces. I did a little fixie fix at Swornfest that I need to apply to the actual scan, and then I will get them sent to you. Thank you. Thank you, Marshall. Okay, what was... Thank you, Carmen. Okay, I'll show you guys really quickly. Here is the page. So I have a grid. Look at me. So shiny. So this is what it's going to be. It's basically DiVinica standing on a cliff, looking down at the, broken down world that she lives in. Talk soon, Marshall. It was so great to meet you. So, there's going to be the cracks in the ground, and she's just standing up on a cliff right there. And so all of this has been done with a grid. I guess, hopefully you guys can see it. I can turn off the light for a second. Yeah, there we go. So this is what's behind. I've got cracks in the ground. I've got cliffs, and then the broken down city in the center, and then DiVinica standing up on a cliff. So this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to be painting the whole sky. Ooh, it's romantic lighting right now. So, this is what the page is going to be, and JP Roth and I have been talking a little bit. In DiVinica issue 5, we had it all in quote-unquote daytime, even though the sun and the moon are a bit fucked up in DiVinica's world. Like, the sun is no longer burning as brightly and all of that stuff. It's kind of a purpley, pinky vibe that issue 5 has. We're thinking, because a lot of what DiVinica does in this one happens at night, we're going to make this night scenes, and we're going to go blue. So the color theme for this book, whenever we're in DiVinica's world, not in the goddesses, is going to be blue. So that's the plan this time. The sun went dark in her world like Don McTeige's hair. Oh, Tony, you guys are awesome. All right, I'm turning the light back on. Romantic time over. Really tall one, hello. It was so great to see you at Swornfest. Thank you so much for being there. Oh, you guys all thought it was an accidental old video? Hey now, Jason says. Kevin Lester, thank you. Okay, so I am going to have the light table on. She wanted me to go to the corner, but I started crying and she felt bad. Allie, I don't know if I said hi to you yet. I'm sorry. Hello, hello. Okay, so I'm using my favorite trusty pencil. I have never done a 2-page spread on live before, so I'm probably going to have to be moving the camera around a lot because it's not really set up for this. It's okay. Like my hair color. You never saw that resting bitch face that you talk about so often. I did get a Hannibal Lecter, I want to kill and eat you look. That scared me a little bit. Oh no. I'm so sorry, Steve. I didn't have to sing. I got out of that one, Philip. I've got to say, really tall one is freaking really tall, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to start drawing all of this. Rocks. So many rocks. And we're going to have some of the buildings here. And because I do most of the buildings in like splatter paint, I could have danced with Monty. I know, I really should have. I was making my way there, but then, you know, got stopped along the way. Kylie, I am dyeing it fun colors. Of the brown variety. This is not my natural color at all. This is like really red. Arting commencing. I know. Never mind. I cannot imagine, Allie. You got to bed before 1 a.m. So really at the end of the day, I'm bad for your health. Shit. Jason Coates stopped you then too, didn't he? He did. I was talking with Jason Coates. What does Dan think about my brown hair? Dan really likes it. I think for Dan, Dawn is back. You know, there's been a weird lady in his house for a year and a bit. He wasn't too sure how he felt about it. Oh, thank you, Anna E. Okay, so what I was trying to say, I think, and I didn't quite finish my statement, is that DiVinica's world and all of the buildings in her world are very easy for Dawn to draw because they're kind of all broken down, so I don't have to worry as much about angles and perspective lines. Success. I was there in the house with the weird lady. Yes, I was there, but you see, it wasn't really me for Dan. What the fan art? Hello. Dawn, auburn looks really good on camera, which is why so many actresses dye their hair that color. Interesting. I didn't know that. Dan felt weird sleeping with another woman. I think he did. Yeah, it was a little weird. So you think Dan didn't like that? He wasn't a fan. Truth be told, he confessed to me at one point that, like, please go back to your brown hair. You know, I can't. Not a fan. And honestly, I completely agree with him. I feel now when I look in the mirror, it's like oh, it's me again. Dan having the affair he always wanted. And the Spawn, what are their thoughts? I honestly have not informed Lore yet, so he's blissfully unaware. But, you know, he's also like a 19/almost 20-year-old dude. I don't really think he's gonna give it too much thought. Lyndon likes it. Vienna is, I don't know. She called me a banana the last day that my hair was white, so I figure, you know, she's in support of this. Sounds like a Skype call is needed. The Juan approach, blissfully ignorant. Anyway, guys, I know, I try so very hard to not be live with lightboxing, but here we are, live with lightboxing. I hope you can all forgive me, but if I try to, like, not Lightbox on live stream for days like today. I won't have anything to do. Oh, Devin, hardcore. Like, you know, there's teenager mode and then there's aggressive teenager mode. We're in the aggressive mode at the moment. How did Sherlock take it? He is looking at me strange. Poor Sherlock. He's had some real emotional issues lately. Dan sent me pictures while I was at Swornfest, and Sherlock was sitting at the door that I always come in. Like the garage door, he was sitting there waiting for me. Sherlock has, whenever I'm gone, he gets really nervous, and I guess he gets a little bit of cat anxiety, and he gets a tummy ache. Everything is handled exactly the same, but he doesn't get his spa time, and I think that really pisses him off. Thank you, Kitty Grace. I should have gone dark before Swornfest. Well, I was thinking I'd keep the white. It's a little bit more in theme. But noted, really tall one. Aw, thank you, Allie. But Rivera, yes, he is, Sherlock is staring at me strangely right now. I don't know if he's too sure about it. But, like, when I came home, I put my sweater on the counter, like, on our, like, table. And Sherlock just got on my sweater and stayed on it for, like, 2 days. They make CBD calming cat treats that might help Sherlock. Oh, interesting. I am his human. I have decided Sherlock is absolutely not an emotional support animal. I am his emotional support animal. Oh, that's funny, Steve. My cats are like hell. Never go away and will occupy your suitcase so you can't leave again. That's why we have one laying around since November. I don't know where Tom is. But, you know, that's an interesting point, Steve. I will look that up. Okay, so anyway, we're thinking the color theme for DiVinica issue 6 for the outside world is going to be nighttime. And, you know, it's not going to be especially dark. I'm going to make the moon really, really big. And if the sun and the moon being really, really big are kind of not scientifically accurate, well, I don't care. So, I will be making a really big moon. I need to come up with a way to design the DiVinica's World moon so it looks all kind of creepy and cool. So I will be talking with Joe about that. And we're going to make the color theme blue. So the color theme for issue 5 was kind of this purpley magenta tone. So, you know, all the backgrounds, sorry, that's looking a little dark, but all the backgrounds are purpley magenta, purpley magenta. I have my camera darker right now because I'm using the light table. But yeah, purpley magenta with the sun, right? And so then we're going to do the moon, and everything is going to be blue. So all the splatter, instead of it being pink, it's going to be blue splatter. It's amazing how much unreality you can get away with if you just don't give a shit. Right? Ah, life is bliss. I hope my post... Oh, no, Jeff, I was already planning it. You may not have heard because you were on the other side of the table at dinner, but I did let Boop Squad know. Like, everyone that was in the earshot of me knew that I was planning to go back to dark. My yellow and pores comment was literally just for fun. Is there going to be a butt point of view that leads up to this scene? A butt point of view? This is the opening pages of DiVinica. The stream is being weird for you, kitty? Aw, I'm sorry. Well, humph. No, the best ones, I've taken on some new some new phrases from Jason Coates. So, whoa, Facebook is doing the Facebook thing. Thank you, Elisa. So Jason Coates at the show, he'd be like, this is my jealous face. And his facial expression didn't even change. He's just like, this is my jealous face. So I'm going to do that. This is my jealous face. And then all the time he's like, harumph. Oh, here he goes. Jason says harumph. 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 I am so stealing it. So props to Jason Coates. I will try my best to credit him whenever I use it. But yes, harumph. Much, much harumph. Okay, so we're going to do... I did steal part of this from DiVinica issue 5 because why draw this again? So much fun at Fest. Oh my god. It's there for the taking. Harumph. And this is my jealous face. So awesome. So there's just trash and rocks and debris and all kinds of shit all over the place. I don't even know what this is, but we're gonna roll with it. And I'm leaving space on either side. Here, a double page spread is not quite as wide as an 11 by 17, but that's great. I have space for tape. Juan, I am using the blue tape because I'm not painting this one yet. So blue tape is here. Observe. Juan brought me blue tape because everybody was telling me I should just use blue painter's tape. Again, it throws off my color eye. I won't use it while I'm painting. At least I'm holding out in stubbornness right now, but it is rather handy for taping down right now. Jason Coast's jealous face are the people around him when he won the auction. P11, hello, welcome to the stream. Repurposing your own art is allowed. It's a life hack. Thank you, Devin. Okay, who are you and what did you do to Dawn? Jason, I noticed that, like, silent flex you did on everyone this morning. Oh, that was funny. Jason flexed hard on Sworn Nation today. Manga Kid, hello. H the Bald, you use blue tape for the base of your 3D prints. Nice. That was a flex. I know it was a flex. I'm tired. I'm having my coffee. I did mention no self-control over here already, didn't I? Yes, you did. You did, Jason. Oh, Juan is waiting for Jeff to do the same thing. It could have been worse. It's true. You could have posted both at the same time. What would be so perfect is that you post tomorrow again and be like, I'm still tired, and you use Lady Death. Everyone's going to be like, Jason! Oh, Car Collector, I am absolutely not a landscape artist. This is much pain and agony right now. So much pain and agony. Okay, so there's a little, like, cliff ledge dealio situation happening over here. Then we're going to go to some more. I'm going to do, like, a huge crack in the ground here. So we're going to get that. And just make sure that, you know, whenever it is going semi-horizontally, it's following the vanishing points. So I've got the vanishing points on here so I can fix it. Haha, that was exactly my plan. I look forward to tomorrow, sir. I love when you go out of your comfort zone with the background. Some of my favorites. Aw, Steve, thank you. So guys, I got quite the correction from Steve at Swornfest. I'm really weird about pack-up time, you know, and I get all in my thing and, you know, I don't need any help. I've got this. And Steve gets all, like, Air Force-y on me and is like, Dawn. I can't remember what exactly he said, but I felt chastised. And then I received help. I'm glad. Is Moobot, there's 0% love between Philip and Dawn. Oh my God! Philip, do not listen to Moobot and all of its lies. Okay, so then any ones that are kind of going that way, I'm going to follow the vanishing point too. So maybe I can turn this down a little bit so you guys can see better what I'm drawing. Oh, there we go. I think I can still see a little bit. So we should be able to do this so that you can see, or is the kind of lines that happen driving you crazy? You're fine? But does that mean my 87% is also a lie? No, only when Moobot's being an asshole is it a lie. Juan says definitely. Okay, I will be quiet. Juan, you remember, right? I gave you a heads up that I was going to go darker. Okay. Hopefully I can continue to see. And then you guys can't see anything. Shit. I just need to see my grid line. I make the backgrounds pretty abstract, so it doesn't super duper matter what it all looks like. What was the most unexpected fun of Swornfest? Yikes, I don't know. I'm gonna need to think about that, because the whole thing was unexpected. I was not prepared for how busy I was, for how much signing there was to do, for how amazing everyone was going to be, how kind everyone was, that I knew so many people there. Like, I was not prepared for any of it. I, you know, kind of just figured it would be like a regular con. I'm an idiot. You did. I just didn't know it was for the next stream. Oh yeah, I don't wait. But Juan, yesterday morning, my hair was green. It was not pretty. I'll post a picture for you guys to see the color. So you know, some of this I took from the other one, but the rest of this is literally just the messiest scribbles, and I'm like, man, I'll figure it out later. Later has come, and I have to figure it out. God damn it. And because I usually do a lot of the background like this. With acrylic, I'm gonna need to ink it. Not your average con. Not at all. Yeah, it was crazy. Still curious how weird it has got to be from the perspective of the other side of the booth. You know, it was so awesome. Like, I'll be honest, you guys. The main thing that I really wanted was to come home from Swornfest with no regrets. Like, that I wouldn't kind of have in the back of my mind, oh shit, I was being stressy around that person. You know, for me, sometimes I'll get really focused on, I have X commissions that I need to get done, so I don't have time to do this, or I can't stop to take a picture. You know, it's really easy to get in your own head when you've got a lot of different moving parts to keep track of, you know, especially when it comes to, you know, people counting on you to get their sketch done or all of these things. So I just really my biggest fear was that I would fuck up somehow, you know, or somehow, you know, not be as outgoing as I want to be in my head, you know? And I have such a resting bitch face. Even though Steve says he didn't see it, I do. I mean, like, my focus face is very much a resting bitch face. And so I also didn't want to be signing and getting really focused on getting the book signed and let's get this done and let's make sure everybody gets their book signed, that I start showing that kind of focus on my face, you know? So I was really just, that was my biggest concern in the show, and I really didn't want to do that. So I think, though, that everybody was just so awesome and having such a good time that it made it impossible for me to get in my own head like that. So I think it was awesome. And from the other side of the table, there was just no lull. And honestly, that is what you hope to have as an artist forever till you die. So it was the most amazing experience. There was no resting bitch face, Dawn. Hannibal Lecter, yes. Oh, God. Now I have another thing to stress about. God damn it. Ryan, Mark, hello. Rurutu, Unnamed Knight. Who is this brunette? What did you do with the Yes. I tried white on for size. It didn't work for me. You got the mom look during the panel. Oh yeah. I honestly don't remember. I don't remember giving you the mom look, but I can see it happening. Is that real brown hair? I dyed it brown. So my hair is naturally black. I'm slowly moving back to my black hair, but I am trying on some fun brunettes along the way. Are you gonna see me at GalaxyCon? No, I am sorry, Car Collector. Thank you, Ryan. Gomez's Gangsters. Ah, I love that. D-Dog, hello! The important question, did you send anyone to the corner? I did not. You prefer the brown to black? Oh, that's good to know, Steve. True story. That's right. Better to have resting bitch face. Though apparently I had Hannibal Lecter face, and that's a little scary. I'm going to have to think about that in my quiet moments and see how I can, you know, maybe try not to do that. I've been really on a mission to not have a resting bitch face, that instead I came up with something worse. Fail. Disappointing, Dawn. I know. There were really not very many accessible corners. Aw, thank you, Steve. That makes me happy. That's really all I'm trying to go for right now. I'm pushing 44. So, yeah. Going younger looking is excellent. Check out my very strong coffee. Oh, you're kidding? Well, how was I supposed to know? Hannibal Lecter face. That's a big yikes. Where are my freaking lines? Oh, here we go. Okay, more cliffs. Steve is just so amazing at keeping a perfectly straight face that I literally would need to be around Steve for probably a few years before I'll be able to tell when he's joking or not. Like, the poker face is fabulous. Heather Gibson, hello! I had 2 margaritas. This Sanar Art, hello. Yes, I have dark hair, and oh my god, literally just putting some dark brown dye over my bleached to shit hair has made it feel better. Like, it's crazy. It just needed a coating of something to help it calm down. The jokes work better if you can hold a straight face while you deliver them. So true, Steve. You do really good at it. I outdrank Tom. Sure, let's go with that one. So we're going to just give this a little bit of an ending. The cavern has closed. And then I need to start putting some like rocks and debris and shit, because it can't all just be single level here. That's just going to look lame. Albert, hello. Thank you. Where's my Steve poker face? It doesn't exist. You are funny, Steve. So I'm just giving a few little variances in the landscape. Some lower hills and higher ones We're going to give ourselves a little mountain situation right here. And the cliffs are ending over back there. And then it's just going to get really dark all up in there. Jackie, hello. Thank you. It was wonderful to meet you there too. What are we? Fan Expo. Yeah, Fan Expo Dallas is in June. And I'm going to do Fan Expo Calgary, which I do need to write them and make sure everything is good. And then I'm doing Fan Expo in Orlando for MegaCon, and then Fan Expo. I'm doing a bunch of Fan Expo shows this year. And then Toronto in end of August, I think. Oh yeah, I straight up revoked that pass. He's been sent to the corner a few times. You can't wait for August. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait as well. So I'm just gonna have something going off the page like so. Anai, we're gonna do a trade. At least my and JP Roth's plan right now is after DiVinica 6 is out, that whole story arc is gonna go together in one trade. So 1 through 6 is kind of like story arc number 1. Excuse me, and that will be in the first trade. Then we'll move on to the next story arc. So after DiVinica 6, we will do a trade. We're so excited. We can't wait. So I just need to motivate through the pages. I just got that rounding the corner a little bit. I'm gonna make that go like this. Because the nice covers I wouldn't want to use for reading purposes. Totally understood. You know, we haven't, I'm sure we'll do a paperback, Devin, and then we are discussing, oh my God, I have black on my nails. We are discussing doing a hardback as well for something special, but no solid plans have been set yet. We just know that trade is the next thing after DiVinica 6. Dawn giveth and dawn taketh. Yes, yes. Yeah, we have like right now we have DiVinica 1 through 5 that you can get as a set, and you can get like a little bit of a deal on it with the unlimited books. And then you can also get the digital trade at DiVinicaShop.com, which is just 1 through 5 all put together as one PDF. Like, it's not set up as a trade yet, because we haven't laid that out yet. But yeah, you can get issue 1 through 5 if you just go to DiVinicaShop.com and you go to the digital downloads section. Then we have like the art books as digital downloads. So if you want to get the art book but you're far and it's expensive to ship, which it is, you can get the digital download of the art books of Genesis and DiVinica 1 through 5, all in our digital download section. Oh, thank you, Elisa. Yes, Kickstarter, for sure. We will, JP Roth and I have discussed a few different options as far as when exactly we will be launching the trade. And we will continue discussing that as thoughts form. But yes, 100% we are both motivating toward the first DiVinica trade, but we feel that it's important to have this full story arc. This one will be explaining at the very end of this book. She will be speaking the words of the next goddess. So those of you that are on my live streams get a lot more bean spills than, you know, everybody else. It's the plus for you putting up with me. So we will be teasing, I guess, in the end of DiVinica issue 6 that I'm working on, what goddess she is, what goddess we're featuring next. I have to be really careful in my phrasing. It's dangerous. I am such a bean spiller. But yeah, so we'll be teasing that. A lot of you already know since I have spilled the beans in here. But yes. Is that a Lola print? I have done some work for Lola. Let's see what we can unlock on the next Kickstarter. Yes! Oh my god. No, it's not what the fan art. Heart, Steve. Okay, pretty soon. Steve is actually, I'm so glad Steve is here because I'm going to take a momentary break in a few minutes. I just want to I have to discipline myself and finish the city. And once the city is done, I'm going to take a break and show you guys some awesome gifts that Steve brought and something that he made. And I specifically want to re-put it together on live stream so that I can have supervision from the creator. No, not Athena either. Our plan for DiVinica issue 7, and guys, bear in mind all things pending finals, but DiVinica issue 7, we are planning to feature the goddess Kali. So I am mad excited about that. There is going to be a ton of very difficult backgrounds and fighting scenes, I'm sure. I'm gonna, you know, definitely have to do some serious studying in order to be able to get that book done. But that's what's so great about working on DiVinica and interiors in general, is it does definitely push you into becoming a better artist at a faster clip than covers do. So yes, much excite. So here we'll see the tops of the buildings a little bit more. And then I need to make sure I'm doing little broken parts of the buildings too, because they're not complete. You know, none of this is actually in good condition at all. Yeah, I already spilled those beans, so it's no big. This is the next page. There's more happening up at the top of the page, but it's semi-connected to this DiVinica lounge picture, but if I'm done with this one early, I'll get started on the next one. Check out my awesome doodles. I am a shitty artist on the computer. But yeah, now that DiVinica is planned out and JP Roth and I have like gone through the entire book, we decided to up it to a 28-pager and every page is planned. And, you know, I have the full DiVinica issue 6 as a as a layered Photoshop file because I don't use InDesign. And I have it all laid out, not with the script. I'll have the script on the side and I'll just be reading it, but like I've plotted out the whole book, and JP Roth and I have gone over it so many times, moved things around. All the pages are, you know, so we can kind of quote unquote flip through the book and make sure everything looks right. And so I've been planning that out, and so now I'm just going to start going through the pages from front to back. So some of them are done all throughout, but I'm going to be working on them with you, and I'm going to try as best as possible to actually do them in sequence. Okay, I'm going to put another building here just because. Let's give it a little bit of a higher spike. Justin, hello, welcome to the stream. Zooming in a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing, because all this is just really tiny. I need to make some of these a little bit thinner. And I want to give them a little bit more pizzazz. You know, they should have a little bit of a kind of sci-fi-ish look, even though it's not fully sci-fi. It is sometime in the future. We should do a DiVinica coloring book. I agree, Anna E, but I'm gonna actually write that down. We should totally do that. Not everything has been drawn in a very clean coloring book sort of way. I'm a little bit messy sometimes, especially if I know I'm gonna paint it. I don't really give a shit, right? So I kind of am a mess, but yeah. Let's do, okay, DiVinica. Coloring book. Oh my God. I'll be like, no, we can't use my Cougar Super Smooth on a coloring book because it's too smooth for colored pencil. Shit. I was gonna be like, oh my God, I'm gonna make sure we do super smooth paper. I was going through my printed PDFs you had emailed out during quarantine. Those were fun to color. Aw, I'm so glad that you like them, Anna E. Smooth Mark. A little bit more cliffs over here. I mean, it's all just covered in dirt and dust and all of that. Okay. So I'm trying to make sure that I get broken parts in here too. Just kind of make it look a little bit fucked up. So that's above the horizon line, and then as we go down, it's below the horizon line, so we'd see the top of the buildings, right? Nathan, hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you. So this part I have to just draw. So it's gonna take me a minute. Let's do like a curved top building just for funsies. Did I F-bomb? Seriously? When? So most of this I'm just going to handle with like a little bit of splatter, a couple little paint lines going straight up and down. Like most of these lines and most of this effort that I'm putting in, you're not even going to see. Oh, well, I did. Damn it. Yikes. Golf Boy Sunday. Hello. Yes, I went, I am traversing back to my dark hair. The blonde experiment was fun, but also really not fun. So I'm done with that. Oh, of course, Nathan. You know when? I do not know when. I don't even remember. Damn it. I barely know if I should be held responsible for the words that exit my mouth while I'm live. It's just, I don't even remember. It's just not fair to make me have to remember that. Thank you, Golf Boy Sunday. All right, so here we go. We've got those cliffs. We're going to have a city and some more cliffs. And then DiVinica standing up there. I haven't fully decided if I want her leg up or not. I'm leaning towards not, but we'll see. Well, I hope it makes me look younger, Philip. If you think so, that makes me happy. It's mostly just I couldn't deal with the amount of work that it is, the amount of how often my hair didn't look the way that I wanted to. Every time I wash it, it's a different color. It was like mystery meat of what am I going to look like today? And then also the amount of damage that it was. And also super expensive to try to upkeep that kind of hair. Jesus. So anyway, there were so many counts against it that back to brown it is. Cutie boy, hello. Nice to see you too. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's put a little bit more cliffs in here since, you know, it does kind of rise the ground level. Let's give us another little shorter building right here. You just shave your head 2 or 3 times a year. Yeah, it's really not my idea of fun. I don't really want to shave my hair. You have a very important question for me. Okay, I'm listening. I know I said the same thing when I had black hair, and I thought it would be easier to have the white hair. It is not. So, lesson learned the hard way. I will just dye my hair to cover the white once every 2 weeks, and I'm telling you that'll be cheaper and easier than trying to maintain white. I swear to God. I did not have more fun as a blonde, really tall one, but you know, maybe other blondes do. But I think, not me. What color shampoo am I peddling now? Literally whatever you want to buy at the drugstore. Fuck all the fancy shampoos. That's true. That's true, Devin. I do have a decent frame of reference. I think that is kind of pointing a little bit too much. Just follow the grid line a little bit and get some more little clip zors. Put some rubble over there. We don't really know what it's doing, but it's just kind of hanging out. Mane and tail, yeah. I tried it once. It didn't work super great for me. Oscar, hello. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Let's see. Oh man, that's right on the horizon line. Okay, I don't really want that. I'm gonna pull that up a little bit more. Boy, I really just scribbled here. There's hardly anything distinguishable as anything. What on earth? Nothing makes sense. All is lies. Okay. Let's get a little bit more rubble going on down here. I'll put some, maybe some like, I don't know, weird boxes, weird like portions of a building. Kind of just fell off. We're gonna get another cliff going on right here. All right, time to turn off the light table and see where we are at. So there's DiVinica up on a cliff, and then the rest of the landscape like so. Oh, not too terrible for one live stream so far. I think I'm going to change her legs a little bit. I might need to move her head back. Anyway, now we'll work on DiVinica a little bit and then move on to the next page, which is DiVinica sitting down reading a book. All will be explained as far as what that book is soon. Well, when you read the book. Now I can turn up the light a little bit. Should I just turn up this one? Like so. Still a little dark, no? Anyway, I I need to get this really clearly as a cliff, and of course most of that is handled quite well by just the lines being thicker. That's kind of when you've got something that's this full, you just thicken out the lines and it brings it more clearly into the foreground. So she is a little bit above the horizon line. Just put a couple little breaks in the cliffs. Sit and stare at rocks like a cool person. Yeah. I'm going to switch to a thicker pen. She's a little backlogged on her Shakespeare reading. So I don't want this to just be a single straight level, so let's kind of do that. Make it kind of go up like so. Do some little rock formations, just, you know, the landscape that she's on would be the same kind of rocky formation shit that all of this stuff is on. So theoretically, I'm just going with that and keeping that same kind of environment and look. So she would also not be on flat ground here either. It's just a little bit bumpy and rocky, full of weird cracks. This guy is up in the foreground. And most of this on either side is going to actually get cut. Like the bleed margin is going to be pretty much right up against her. So she is the edge of the page. I'm just going out further. So like about right here is where the page is going to get cut. When creating the texture of the rocks, are you letting the pen kind of do its thing, or are you making conscious decisions on where every angle is? I'm trying to keep in mind, you know, kind of a little bit of both. Letting the pen do its thing does help with a bit of an organic look to it. If you're too calculated, then you don't end up with kind of, I don't know, everything looks a little forced and then it doesn't really look super natural. But I am trying to bear in mind where the horizon line is. So I have a horizon grid on here, and so I am keeping that in mind so that any of the angles are following the horizon line. Yeah, so any ones that I put this way, any kind of horizontal lines, I want to have them going along and following the vanishing point over there. Like so. Add some dead tree branches on the side of the cliff. Yeah, that is a good idea. I will consider it. Just bear in mind, it's going to get cut right about there. At least that's the plan. I wish, Steve. I'm going to do that and kind of pull that down a little bit more so that there's a bit of a divide there. And of course, all of this is going to have a bit more like atmospheric perspective going on, and then this will be far more clearer. But yeah, I'm going to pull her head back. because to get her spinal, her spine is going to go up like this and then kind of curve forward like that. So yeah, I had her neck a little bit too forward, I think. Let's say her neck is kind of like that. I still want her looking kind of down. I'm not trying to have her like looking up into the sky. I want her to be looking down. And that's the back of her head. Let's make her head a little bit smaller, make her look nice and tall. And I'm okay if she looks stiff. That is intentional. I want her to look kind of stiff and a little bit on guard. You know, her being out and about is not a safe environment, and as such, she's not kind of just chilling, even though she's kind of standing there like that. So it's a half chill. Oh, yay, I'm so glad it's helpful, Mark. Oh, thank you, Randall. Yeah, so then just scribble. Scribble, but like keep in mind the perspective grid. So I put 2 vanishing points. And for me, the hardest thing is trying to figure out where the vanishing points go, or where I want them to be and what would look the best. So get the 2 books framed perspective 1 and 2. They have helped me immensely. And then, so a lot of these are following the vanishing points, just so that, you know, it's all going in the right direction. But I'm not really someone to listen to when it comes to perspective. I struggle with it myself, and I'm still studying. Yes, my hair is different. Yeah, so I've bent her leg, I've straightened her leg, I've tried a few different things. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit straighter than that. Maybe I'll turn her head and so it's a side profile. Okay, but her hip is lower, so she's kind of, this is the direction of her hips here, this is the direction of her shoulders. So she's kind of, you know, doing a little hip situation. And I feel when you're standing like this, you would lock your knee a little bit. At least, you know, if you're not trying to like do a model pose, which she's not, she would lock her knee. So she's kind of leaning back on that back leg, and then this leg would be like that, and then just kind of hanging out right there. And DiVinica's got some serious thighs on her. I'm going to move up her knee a little bit. Okay, yep, length is correct. And then of course she's wearing shorts. framed perspective. Serious thighs for serious eyes. I love that. My water bottle is right over there. I'll be right back, you guys. I'm back from my long trip. I'm going to turn her head sideways. This paper is really, really not for sketching. Damn it, Dawn. Let's lighten this up a little bit. Whoa, too far. Quite detailed, considering she's narrower than your pencil. Yeah. Mark caught fire and Juan broke a leg. Yeah, this is tricky to do quite this small, but I don't know. I just want to have it done right, hopefully. I'm going to move her boobs down a little bit. I'm gonna just take a look at my stick figure underneath here for a second. So yeah, maybe I do. Yeah, I want her looking down, but her head is kind of too high. But I want her looking down and to the side. Like that. My stick figure was really intense. There we go. Let's see how that looks. Yes, better. Okay, and then just need to get her collarbone in and her shoulders. And then, of course, all of this is going to be covered with her cape. So we're not going to see all of that a ton, but it's just, I don't know, it's best to just draw through so that you know where everything's going to be. I know, poor Juan. I'm sorry, Juan. I promise. I'm only going darker brown from here, so it'll just be shades of dark brown. And then she has herself a little belt. That is a seriously tiny head. I don't know how I'm going to give her any features. Yeah, it's Juan's variant 1 of 1. Because he fancy. Alright, time to mooch off of myself again. You just want to see me do her eyelashes. So, this is her outfit. This is her cape. And I am mooching off of myself for her cape design. So when I was starting working on DiVinica, I talked with Nat Jones, who did interiors for Spawn for a super long time. And I asked him what were the secrets to drawing a proper cape. And he said, keep all the lines really sharp. Because I wanted it to look like a badass cape, not like a swirly goddess cape. And he said, just keep your lines really sharp, almost think in triangles. So I was like, okay, I can do that. So that's what I'm trying to do here. It's just been a minute since I've drawn DiVinica's cape like this. I think we're going to go like that. Is coloring Irish skin tone hard to do? Like the absence of color? Couldn't really use Brune Hogarth drawing books. He's the one that like does dynamic wrinkles and drapery and all of those ones, right? Trying to decide where exactly, like what arm pose is the best for her. Maybe out is just a little bit more power pose, which probably works for DiVinica. Slightly too long. Gareth, hello! Yes, those are the books he did. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. His style is extremely distinct and probably now a little bit not current style. So yeah, I can see how that one would be a little bit difficult. I would say the one that I recommend is let me go get it. I'm so bad with names. Yeah. All the books by Andrew Loomis. Now he is very he's a little bit more realistic than comic art, but the way that he sets up the bodies is extremely good. So I personally kind of do the Andrew Loomis way as opposed to the Brune Hogarth. I did study Brune Hogarth books and they are very good, but you kind of have to take what he teaches you and apply it to your own work because his style is so distinct. Like the dynamic wrinkles and drapery, in my opinion, you need to cut out like 50% of the wrinkles. It's just too much. But the concept that he teaches is the foundation for drawing dynamic wrinkles, you know? I've been great, Gareth. Yes, Stanley, I plan to watch the Batman movie for my birthday. Dan and I are going to go out and watch it. Especially because I have told myself that I can't watch the movie until I've finished more of the lines of DiVinica. My hope is to try to be done with at least the pencils of the whole book by my birthday, but I don't know if that's realistic. I will do my best. It's a lot of drawing. But yeah. I set it up as my reward for myself for doing the pencils of DiVinica. Samuel, hola! Be prepared, it's almost 3 hours long. I love it. I'm prepared. She needs to be widened out a little bit. DiVinica needs to gain some weight. This always happens when I start with a stick figure, which I always do, but I usually have a few more steps in between my stick figure and the final page. But I'll show you guys. This is my stick figure, and it's as far as I got before transferring it to board. So it's gonna take me a little bit. See, check out my stick figure. How fancy. So I have to keep widening her out. DiVinica is not a particularly skinny girl, so I can't make her all skinny. There we go. She's starting to come into form. And yeah, I've tried her arm looking a little bit more relaxed, and I don't care for it. I want her to look tough and a little bit more on guard here than in too much of a relaxed, soft position, because she honestly wouldn't be like that if she was outdoors. This is danger situation. Slim McTeigue? What? How tall is DiVinica? Honestly, I haven't thought that through. We haven't currently seen her beside anyone yet, so we haven't had to think about that, but my guess is she's probably a little bit more your average, I think if you look it up, like the average North American, or like, I think I've only looked it up in the States, the average grown female height is like 5'5". Correct me if I'm wrong. Someone can go look that up. I'll talk with Joe about it. But yeah, in my head, she's about 5'5", 5'6", somewhere around there. Like JP Roth, I think, is 5'6" or 5'7". So I'm kind of, in my mind, whenever I'm drawing a female character, I picture JP Roth. So to me, she's JP Roth's height. Steal it, Unnamed Knight. What I do though, Unnamed Knight, is I draw like a rough layout first with no perspective grid. Then I set up the perspective grid and fix what I need to fix to make it work with the perspective grid. You know, because sometimes when you sit down to draw with a grid already established, it can make your work seem kind of stiff, right? Or it can almost get you confused with the details. So just do rough layout, kind of get the perspective angle or whatever it is that you're going for, but don't start with grid, then put the grid on top of that. Sure, some of your angles will be off, but that doesn't matter. Your layout had, you know, energy to it. Then make the grid fit with it, adjust your lines where needed to get it correct, and then do your final, if that makes sense. You did read about that 10 years ago? You thought the average was 5'7". See, I'm not sure. It makes perfect sense that you picture the goddess Joe when you're drawing for DiVinica. Right! DiVinica's got a little bit more meat on her bones than JP Roth. She's a little fairy. Stone, hello! Welcome to the stream. Yes, I'm back to darker hair. I did it yesterday. And it's just the light hair was far more damaging than I expected. And people told me, and I've read online, that it is extremely unrecommended if you have naturally dark hair to try to have that white hair. They said just don't do it. All professional hairdressers, I can't remember what level, but my hair is like 3 levels darker than what they recommend as being like the darkest your hair can be if you want to like have bleach platinum blonde hair. You should not have naturally black hair. It's just a recipe for fried hair. And I did all the things that they said. I bought really high quality bleach, but I fried the fuck out of my hair. No can do. So anyway, it was fun while it lasted, also kind of sucked while it lasted, and I'm back to brown. That's awesome, Unnamed Knight. Dr. Dark, hello! So, is Joe going to do the cosplay for DiVinica? Maybe, I don't know. I've heard from many artists that hands, feet, and breasts give them the most trouble. For me, it's the boobs. Hands and feet don't give me trouble, but I've practiced them a lot. It's just practice. It's all practice. Thank you, Tahoe. Much appreciated. I'm seeing people are visiting the DiVinica shop. I have the app on my phone, so I can snoop on you. And we have visitors. Thank you all. Leave the blonde hair to us professional naturals. Yes, exactly, Leslie. And hello, love. How are you? I do need more boob time. I need to practice boobs. I'm telling you. It's not good. I'm trying to get better. Like, I got no changes. It's the first time in my, like, 10 to 11 years of being a professional comic book artist, depending on where you start counting. just a few weeks ago when I was working on the Mojo piece for Eric Bessel Do It. It's the first time I haven't had to move the nipples. Every other time I have had to move the nipples. You seem much happier with brunette than white. Yes, I'm me again, Steve. I really did feel weird. Like, even though I'd had light hair for like a year, it's still, I thought I would get used to it, and I never really did. I kind of would look in the mirror and always be like, yikes, you know? Hanu Soul, hello! Oh, what the hell? Good. Work is keeping me busy. I've missed you all. Missed you too, Leslie. Thank you, Tahoe. That means a ton. Make up your damn mind, woman. Hey, I have to experiment sometimes. But yes, my mind has now been made up. I am a dark-haired person, and I will stay that way for at least 20 more years. See you later. Are you actually leaving, Justin, or are you worried that you're going to get sent to the corner? What inspires your interior drawings, like the architecture for buildings? Do you mean, does architecture inspire me, or what is sort of the inspiration for how we're setting up the world, Anaí? You're fleeing from a mob. See, Leslie gets it. But yes, Leslie, all over the place when you look up how to have platinum blonde or white hair, everywhere it says, do not attempt this if your hair is darker than like a level 6 or 7. And lower number, darker the hair, lighter the number, lighter the hair, right? So they say 6 or 7, somewhere around there every time I read about it. And I'm like, well, I have tons of white hair, it'll be fine. But my hair is a level 2 or a 3. And so I really ruined my hair. No, Dan and I had already decided I was going to go back to brown hair before I went to Swornfest. I just kind of held on through Swornfest and then was like, fuck it! Like when drawing in buildings of interiors, or do you just wing it? How would you picture it? Anaí, for DiVinica, we, JP Roth and I really did a lot of research. And what JP Roth really had in mind, I'm going to stop saying JP Roth. You guys know Joe is JP Roth, right? So Joe really wanted to do those ghost cities, but make it more broken down than a ghost city. So if you go online and you search ghost city, you can find them where they're like the whole city is abandoned. That's kind of what we were going for, but just a bit more broken down, and then make it a little bit more sci-fi-ish in like the architecture. But that's about it, because with DiVinica, like it's all paint, and so it's kind of splattery, and I don't really have to figure it out super good. I can just do a splooge right over here and a smoosh over there and add some splatter, and it's really not that difficult or fancy because it's all handled by the paint. So that makes my life a whole lot easier, because I find architecture and buildings extremely stressful to draw. I'm just so afraid that I'm doing it wrong. I just decide, oh yes, absolutely, Leslie. That's how I roll. That's the way of my life, is I just decided not to listen, and I carried on living my life. I was not trolling you. No. Okay, so I'm going to have a little piece of her cape flowing in front, just a tiny bit, just for a little bit of pizzazz. She's going to have herself a little bit over there. I'm going to have it going over her shoulder right here. And then she's got the axe. So I am intentionally giving her kind of a pulled back, stiff looking arm. It does make it easier on IE. Like, for me, I would be the worst artist in the world to hire for Spider-Man, and all those buildings in New York, I couldn't. I wish I could, but I couldn't. But well, I think that was the term that we searched with, Devin, and it worked. We just looked up Ghost City. So maybe they're not called that. Maybe it's like Abandoned City and it's just, I don't know. That's just the search term. But either way, yeah, like those really abandoned, broken down cities that like everybody's left, you know? That's very sweet, Jeff. I don't think so. I wish. I think I could handle, yes, I could handle the extreme anatomy. For me, organics are not difficult to draw in perspective so much, but it's the buildings and the straight lines, because if you're off by 0.5 millimeter, you can see it immediately. And it's just the margin for error is basically 0. No, I'm not going to do foliage. I can't pronounce that word. I can put some like dead branches, but basically all plant life has died. There are no plants. There are no animals. Well, unless they're like really fucked up or giant cockroaches or some shit. But there's nothing. The world is broken down and destroyed. So like, I do have like ash branches, basically. So like here, it shows the world as it was and the world as it is now. So like there is a little bit of a bush, and here the bush has leaves and flowers, and then here it's just dead. So this is her world during the day. And we're thinking this, for this book, we'll do the night. So the night will have, you know, the moon, I'm going to make it really big. I don't care if it's scientifically correct or not. And then I'm going to make it all blue as opposed to magenta purple, you know? So, yeah, I could technically put some branches or, you know, winter trees kind of look. Spidey with an ocean background. That I could do. There's times where he's flying up so high and you just kind of see the city from far away when he's up on his big whoops. And I could do that. You know, ish, Devin. Not completely dead, but close. Yes. There are radioactive mutant rats, and there's boogles, so I still need to draw boogles. You know, DiVinica does go hunting. What she manages to catch, I have no idea. It probably is gross to eat. Yuck, yuck. Okay, so her belly button is about right there, which means that would be the inside of her arm, right here, the bend. So that's an easy way if you're trying to determine where the bend in the arm would be, is just figure out where the belly button is, and because it's bending back, the arm is going, it's kind of rotating upwards. But yeah, you want it in line with the belly button. More or less. It's not an exact rule, but it's a nice rule of thumb to keep in mind. So that your forearm and upper arm are the right length. No, she isn't. I think a big ass is required for a big moon. Oh, that's cool. So I'm going to have her, you know, her palm is going to be facing us a little bit more. So I'm going to turn her hand so that the axe is kind of coming forward like so. I'm going to rip myself off again. There's her little axe situation. Okay, go. So it goes to a crowbar at the end. Or I guess this is called a hatchet before all the boys get mad at me, right? It's a hatchet. Okay, and it comes to, oh, so the spike is there. Then there's a spike at the top. And then we go. And it's straight there. And then curves back. And there are 3 little notches. I mean, some of this is just so fucking tiny, we're probably not going to see it, but whatever. All right, cape time. And I have her cape going behind her like so. I want her arm and the axe to kind of be sticking out from there. This is her cape. I'm going to break that up a little bit more. And I'm going to have it hugging her shoulder right here just so that we can see her shoulder through it and she doesn't look like a football player. Will I be raiding tonight? That's a very good question, Philip. Crowbar, hatchet, banana gun, whatever. Okay, and then her cape is gonna go like this. She has herself a hood. And Joe wants me to draw the cape like I did for the rats page. So I will do that. I'll just give her a fist right over here too. Tonight is mac and cheese. See you later, Mark. Have a good evening. belt. I'm not going to grow it out to my butt. Probably mid-back, and then I'll leave it there because it was too heavy. Rob is back. Hello. Yeah, that was far too heavy and uncomfortable. Did not care for that. I mean, I didn't really notice how heavy it was until I cut it all off, and then I was like, oh, damn. My hair was really heavy. I'm kind of looking at how I did the folds in her cape here, just for some reference and ideas. Yeah, I did mess up my neck. See you later, Justin. Much love to you. Okay, that's too long. Her cape isn't that long. All right, something kind of like that. All right. Oh, that sounds delicious, Hanu Soul. Have a good one. Okay, we're gonna take a break. I wanted to get the pencils done at least. Now I'm going to set up the statue or carving that Steve made. And I'm glad that he's still here. And then I'll show you some of the amazing gifts that Steve brought as well. They are so awesome. First things first, though, we're going to set up his statue. Carving, right? Steve, would it be called a carving that you made? And then I'll get on to inking this because I'm going to try to get this fully inked by the time the live stream is over. Yes, I got blue tape and I'm using it. Okay, so this is the stand for it. It's a piece of driftwood, and I love driftwood, so it's all already off to an amazing start. And then Steve, to close, okay, to open, push down, and turn. Oh, here we go. I should have thought about this and had Dan open it before he left. Oh no, it's a child-proof top. And God damn it. Yes, he made this. It's so cool. Okay, while I'm struggling with the child-proof top, check out these books from Steve's personal collection. Look at this. This is amazing. These are original printing books that Steve has had since like what, the 90s? And he gave them all to me. I promise that I will take good care of them, but look at all of these Spawn books. So awesome. Ooh, I got 2 of this one. Check it out, you guys. Okay. God damn it. I did skip some of my upper body workouts while I was gone. I know, these are so awesome. I'm going to keep showing you guys some while I'm struggling with this. Ooh, I like that one. That is really cool. McFarlane, 94. Look at what good condition they're in. I am pushing down and turning with all of my might, god damn it. I do have this for such occasions, though. It's like a little... Use my teeth? I can't fit that in my mouth. Oh, God. Oh, I got it! Yay! There we go! Happiness! Success! Some of the Aspen Journey comics. Child and Dawnproof, yes. I have very weak hands. Don't judge me. Get Lyndon. Lyndon's at jiu-jitsu, unfortunately. Okay, so all the little birdies are safely in these little pieces of bubble wrap. So Steve put them in this bottle because it would keep them from getting crushed in transit. So... I don't know if there's a birdie in this one. No, I don't think there's a birdie in that one. Then here's their 3 little perches. So I'm super grateful that Steve is here so I can be supervised and I don't ruin something. Okay, so these all go in here. So cool. I thought these were like little tiny pieces of twigs or something, but no, they are like some serious wire. Here we go. Birdie number 1. Okay, you guys, look at these. So Steve, when was this when you made this, Steve? Because I know you posted it in Boop Squad. It was like last fall or something, right? You went to a pottery class or sculpting or something. That's what I've heard anyhow. Okay, so then the birdies go in here. Oh, wait, I'm going to turn it over real quick. This is Steve's signature. How cool is that? And it's like burnt into the wood. Okay, so here's the little birdies. Here's one of them. The more scratched end goes in the birds. I thought these were the scratched ends. Is that correct, Steve? No, you're probably right. I can't fit them in. Oh, this looks like the more scratched end. Maybe this one goes in here. I'm so worried I'm going to break the birds. I don't want to break the birds. Oh, there we go. Okay, that one fits on there really well. I know, I'm such a fail. Probably made in late 2019 or early 2020. Ah. Okay, here's birdie number 2. I love the blue, Steve. I love this driftwood. There we go. Birdie number 2 is in. I have it correct. Okay, yay. And here's birdie number 3. Steve, you're better at birds than I am. So I can turn them to talk to each other if they feel like it. Anyway, here it is. I'm going to hold it like this just in case I drop something. But here's the birdies. They're on a perch. And the perch is made out of driftwood, which I absolutely love. Steve, thank you so much for this. It is beautiful. I love it. And I'm going to place it up on my mantle over there. It's a very snug fit. And all this bubble wrap is fabulous. The idea of putting it in a bottle was so smart, Steve. Thank you. And I'm so glad I was able to be supervised while I did this so that I didn't do something wrong. And guys, I'm going to show you like the whole pile of comic books because, yeah, Steve really hooked me up. Something fierce. All right, so I'm going to set this to the side so that I can show you guys the rest of the comic books, which Dan and I are going to read. Interactive art. I love it. Okay, so I showed you guys up to this pile. So here we go. We're going to see the rest of them. Man, that's a very well drawn cape. Oh, that's cool. That gargoyle is awesome. Oh, damn. McFarlane after me. That's a smart way to do that. So I don't do homages, but I did homage myself one time for a commission. They wanted me to recreate another piece that I had drawn for Lady Death, so I checked with Brian first, and I wrote Don McTeigue after Don McTeigue. But this is so brilliant. McFarlane after me. I have to feed them too. Okay. Here we go. There's another one. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Sorry, you guys are seeing the reflection. And another one. These are the coolest bags I've ever seen. They are serious. They're not as thick as top loaders, but they're close. Check these out. There's another one. Yeah, they are stiff. They're really interesting. See, and there's like a strap going across all of it. They aren't, I mean, they're not, are they Mylar? They must be like the thickest Mylar I've ever seen if this is Mylar. Steve would know they were his. Here's another one. How cool are these? You've got some of these bags for some of your variants. Oh, so they still make them. Guys, Gen 13. What the hell? Gen 13. J. Scott Campbell. Whoop, whoop, whoop. More Gen 13. Introducing Rainmaker. Holy shit, this is so cool. Gen 13. Batman. Ooh, nice. Spawn and Batman. I did not know there was a Spawn Batman crossover. Spawn. 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 Ooh, that's an awesome cape too. Damn. Spawn. Capullo for the win. Nice. You have all the Gen 13s? You fancy. More Spawn. Oh, I love Capullo so much. Tony Daniel, I didn't know that he did Spawn. Crazy. So awesome. Ah. That is insane. Look at that mouth. Crazy. More Spawn. That's a cool way to do it. If you want it all like in black like that, like silhouetted, put a bunch of breaks in it so you can still see the chains. You can still see where the body is because there's cuts and holes all in the cape. That's genius. Terrence, hello. Have those early Spawn and you have them? Cool. It's heresy, Steve. Oh, so cool. Steve, thank you so much for this collection. I will take care of it with love. And I'm going to read them all. And I'm sure there are many collectors that are cringing that I'm going to actually open these books, but I will because they're so cool. You have all of these. Oh, look at that. Really tall one has them all. Guys, these are like from the 90s. So awesome. Lick all the covers. No, that's what Brandy does. I'm not going to lick the covers. Oh, but they're so cool. I want to hug them, but I don't want to crush them. Oh, and Steve is hooking up Sanar art with the info on these bags. Yeah, they're not bags and boards. They are bags. But they're pretty sturdy. Like, it's impressive. I like them. Okay, back to art. So now I'm going to start inking this piece. And I think I'm going to ink it with this. So what I'm using now, first, thank you again, Steve. I love them. I love the sculpture. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. It's so pretty. I love the birds. I'm going to move them around. I think sometimes one of the birds is going to piss off the other two birds, so they're all going to face away from each other and have a little argument. But then they'll make up, and then everybody will be facing each other again. I'm going to have playtime. All right, so I'm actually going to use this. This is a Tombow Brush Pen. It's much thicker than my Copic pens, but I used this for inking all of the DiVinica pages last time. I know that it doesn't bleed with watercolor, but I can see it more or less with acrylic paint. And I'm probably going to do a lot of the background with acrylic, so I will be using my Tombow pen. Yeah, it's really nice, and they don't take up a lot of space. Like, you know, if I had all of this in top loaders, which top loaders are amazing. I ship all of my Lady Death books to people in top loaders. But these, you know, a stack of this many books in top loaders would probably be like 2 or 3 feet tall. Well, your next comic, it'll be bird stories. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. And the thing that's so cool to me is that these were yours for so long. Like, this is part of your comic collecting history, and I want to care for it with love and gratitude. Because you've had these since the 90s, right? That's crazy. No, I'm telling you, if I was going to do it like a funsies comic book of just silliness, I would do something about Sherlock. But Lyndon already has that because he has Catman, so. Top loaders are expensive, yes. Okay. I'm probably not going to ink DiVinica herself today on this live stream because I need to think. Whenever I'm not very good at like draw, ink, finish all in one shot. If I do, I end up looking at it the next day and being like, fuck my life, I noticed an error. So I always wait on shit. But I did already have a few days. I did already have a few days to look at the city layout. Her, on the other hand, I had her sitting on her building, like in the roof of her house. I had her sitting on the roof of her house as of this morning and changed my mind because the very next page is her sitting again, and I felt that it wasn't necessary to have her sit, you know? So I decided to make her stand up. Hence, I shall leave that, think about it, but ink everything else. You've had them since they were first issued. Steve, thank you. Love, love, love. All right. I'm going to try to be a good artist this time. And start from the left-hand side where you are supposed to. I'm constantly going right to left. And then my hands sitting in everything that I just inked. See you later, what the fan art. Henceforth and forthwith, Divi shall stand on cliffs. Yes. I'm telling you, I dyed my hair brown and I have suddenly become smart again. Guys, I'm kidding. Please don't anyone be offended. I fried my brain hard. Let's put it this way. I was very much the brunt of my own jokes during Swornfest because I had some serious brain dead moments. By the end of Swornfest, I made some very embarrassing mistakes. For starters, I needed to give someone my phone number, and I forgot my phone number. Then what was the other one? I completely mistook one person's wife for somebody else's wife. I should know these things. Then someone gave me a marker to sign their book. I signed their book, handed them their book. They held out their hand for their marker, and I took their hand in both of mine, and I shook it, and I thanked them for their support and for getting the book, and they're like, Dawn, I need the marker. Just give out wrong numbers. Yeah, but you see, I really did want to receive that call. It was important. It is important. All right, Scratchy Inking it is for this because I want that texture. So I'm actually doubling back and kind of scribbling in place in a few places. It's my faux crow quill-esque line work. I really like crow quill line art. I don't actually have the proficiency of crow quill work, so I fake it. And the thing that crow quill does is where you stop on your pen, it always pulls a little bit of extra ink. So I just kind of scribble that in place. You lost me? Twitch broke. Frozen. All right, it looks like we are having some technical difficulties. I'm gonna go check. Apologies for the pause. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to stop the live stream and restart it. To everyone on YouTube and on Facebook, I apologize for this. I will see you next time. I won't record again. But thank you so much for viewing. I will be restarting my live stream so I can get back on Twitch. Have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.